Hello everyone, welcome to Labib's channel, Labib's Info Zone. So, my today's topic is Houston tracking accidents, lawyers, and about the laws. Okay, so let's begin with me. Uh, Due to the sheer size, accidents involves 18-wheelers can be devastating. The injuries sustained by other drivers and passengers on the local can be require extensive medical care. Adding hefty medical bills to the pain and suffering that victims experience. If you have been the victim of a semi truck accident, you can benefit from the having experienced a truck accident lawyer on your side. Many attorneys handle can accident cases, but trucking accident lawsuits are different matter. These cases call for attorneys who understand the nuances of trucking law and know how to maximize the case values for victims to the benefit of people who have been hurt. Often, truck accidents lawsuits can involve more parties who bear liability besides the driver, and unlike an average passenger vehicle owner, trucking companies tend to have more assets and greater insurance coverage to provide for significant payout. The Houston truck accidents attorneys and peers have the knowledge and experience to bring a strong case on someone's behalf. What should someone do after a truck accident? After any serious crash, the first priority is always to summon emergency medical personnel for anyone who is seriously injured. If someone the one seriously hurt, it's unlikely someone will have time to document the scene. If it's all possible, follow these steps after the serious accident, truck accident. Take photographs of the vehicles, their positioning, your injuries, or any property damage. Number two, get the insurance informations for everyone involved. Number three, cooperate with the police, but don't discuss the specifics of the accident. Get a copy of the accident report. Do not admit fault to anyone and don't have the statement of injury company without speaking with any good attorney. Even an offhand document could be used against you by an insurer. Visit a doctor as soon as possible so your injuries are documented. And contact a Texas truck accident lawyers. Attorneys do not discuss the accident with anyone except the attorney. Typically, after someone is hurt in an accident, the insurance company of the liable driver will offer a settlement. They will want to close the claim as quickly as possible for as little as possible. That's how they make money. You may be entitled for a far greater compensation than the insurance settlement if you have a lawyer and pursue a lawsuit. If you agree to an insurance settlement, you may lose your right to seek further compensation. This is why it's important to get a Houston truck accident lawyer on your side right away to make sure your rights are protected. What can I include in a truck accident claim? You can include various economics and non-economic damages in a truck or accident claim. The important of amount of compensation will depend on your medical expense, how much time from work you missed, the cost of future care, or other factors like pain and emotional distress. While every case may differ, you may be entitled to recover the following damages: complete coverage of medical expense, both present and future; lost wages if you are unable to work; lost economics, earning potential pain and suffering damages; loss of consortium, emotional distress; loss of enjoyment of life; possible punitive damages against grossly negligent party. Our legal to get you what do you need to move on your life and pass the terrible order. Common causes of semi-truck or 18-wheeler accidents. While not every accident involving an 18-wheeler is a truck driver's fault, there are many ways on which they are or the trucking company can be at fault. Driver inattentions. Like other drivers, trucks may take their eyes off the road or be using the cell phones at the wheel, with potentially dangerous consequences. Driver fatigue. Federal law specifies how many hours a truck driver can drive in 24-hour period. If the driver exceeds this is a cause and crash, he or she may be held liable under negligence laws. The tracking company may be also at fault, especially if they were aware that drivers were exceeding their allowed driving hours. Unsafe cargo. Sometimes the cargo is a semi-truck carrying is more dangerous is a crash than the truck itself. Overload or improperly secure truck cargo puts the motorist at risk. Alcohol or drug intoxication. While drivers are supposed to be routinely drug tested, some truck drivers can often get behind the wheel after drinking or using drugs. Or attorneys have no tolerance for truckers who operate while under the influence and hurt others. Often beneath the direct case of accidents, um, the if accident is another factor, the trucking companies can be held accountable for the actions of the drivers when companies negligently hire drivers fairly to properly driver them, do not properly maintain equipment, or do not keep the proper records. The company can be held accountable in a truck accident lawsuits. Is a oath getting an accident lawyer? Is it oath getting an accident lawyer? Yes, it is oath getting an accident lawyers to maximize your monetary compensation. Truck accident cases are challenging and require a comprehensive knowledge of personal injury law, trucking regulations to overcome hurdles. Truck accidents have higher financial stakes due to the severity of truck accidents. Injuries, most cases are worth significantly more than the average motor vehicle. Personal injury claim trucking and insurance companies are far less likely to settle out of the court. For example, suppose a truck accident causes an injured victim to be paralyzed from the waist down. The claimant will require medical care for the rest of the lives. Individuals who suffer from paralysis experience pressure sores, chronic depression, circulatory disorders. In addition, the lack of mobility will require home modifications or equipment that must be maintained and replaced. Living and medical costs can reach astronomical numbers without representation, and accident victims may not have access to the medical care and services they need to move on the lives. According to a recent study, 1 in 8 households suffer extreme financial hardship after a serious injury. A truck accident lawyer has the experience to estimate the long-term costs and debilitating the injuries accurately. If the insurance company refuses to offer in a fair settlement, our talented litigations team has a history of securing multi-million-dollar verdicts on behalf of your clients. Our trial attorneys have nationally recognized for their aggressive advocacy in court. Horse-drawn truck accidents lawyers can prove negligence per se. Personal injury places the burden of the proof of the claimant to hold a person, company responsible for injuries. An accident victim must prove that they have acted negligently. Negligence can be challenged to establish requiring the skills of an attorney to prove all four elements. A duty of a care was owed to the claimant and the accident victim. The duty was breached when the plaintiff failed to act as a responsible care. The accident victim suffered from damages the failure of an act to the reasonable care because of the claimant's injuries. However, truck accidents are unique. Truck drivers and companies there is a strict as a regulation set by the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. If a driver fails to adhere to the following regulations, a truck accident lawyer can argue negligence per se. Hours of service: how many hours a truck driver can operate their vehicles, license requirements in general. A driver must earn a CDLB or Class C license to drive a commercial truck. Controlled substance: driving under the influence of alcohol, drugs, or prescription medication is strictly prohibited. Training: commercial trucks are massive and require specialized training to maneuver safely on the road. Physical requirements: the driver must be able to pass a physical exam every other year. Under the doctrine of the negligence per se, if a truck driver or a company violates FMCSA law, it's enough to prove negligence. What causes most truck accidents? While not every accident involving 18-wheelers is a truck driver's fault, there are many ways that they occur. Driver intentions, driver fatigue, unsafe cargo, alcohol intoxications. What are some dangerous trucking areas in Houston? When driving in the Houston area, it helps to be aware of Where the most dangerous areas in the terms of trucking activity, certain sections may represent greater risk of trucking accidents. A few of the most dangerous roads, specifically in the around Houston, is a term of trucking includes Interstate 145, Interstate 10, West Loop, Freeway 1610.